If you've listened to any song over the past few years, this might sound familiar. If you are into pop, you might think of Sabrina Carpenter's Espresso. If you are into production, it might remind you of a loop called Surf That Rhythm from the Oliver Pack. Now, the reason why you might recognize this little clip in the back of your head is because, music is all about sampling. And if you don't, well, sampling is a technique where little bits and pieces of existing material get taken and repurposed in a new song. A new construction, which is why the way the Surf That loops works is so cool. When I was younger, I used to listen to so many Daft Punk songs, which contained a huge amount of sampling, while watching people surf in Sevilla. Thinking about that somebody you used to know, or rather someone, this song got sampled by Gautier in combination with a Kids Nursery song, also got into the hit charts, showing the power of sampling. People long for the old times. When you hear songs like these, those emotions get struck. Now, the song is getting back into the charts because it got resampled by Doechii, which used it in her newest song, which also is topping the charts. History repeats itself, or is it theft? Now, the biggest discussion about sampling is it theft? Is reusing work of other people stealing? Or is it a more nuanced take of it's reusing and being more creative with a clip of a song someone else made? In my opinion, it all depends on how the sample gets used. If it's a sample without any real addition and to the core is still the sample, I do think half, if not most of the proceeds should go to the artists like Edgar. Who the hell is Edgar? Austria and Eurovision 2023 made a song on how hard it is for artists to get actual money with lyrics such as
0.003. Give me 2 years and your dinner will be free.
To bring attention to how bad artists are already getting paid from streaming services. For small artists, it's unrealistic to make a livable wage just from making music. And this year's Eurovision already has had a sampling incident in where Sweden is being asked questions because of their song. It seems people found out it is similar to an Indian song. Both tracks use a splice sample in which, while legally totally fine, resulted in having to explain to the public as to why the sample is in their song and as well in another artist their song. Eurovision has rules against people using samples, so they had to explain it to not get disqualified. Do we just accept it as an integral part of music, and then will songs just forever continue to use the same samples or interpolations? And will we end up in a loop where everything sounds like what we were listening to 10 years ago? A DJ producer trio I used to listen to are doing this and getting away with it. This is just a small list of songs where they use interpolations in their music that I found on their channel. While I'm not against the idea that reworking a old song could work out, this does seem to be a bit of a stretch of how much re-releases with interpolation someone should be allowed to do, not to start the amount of remixes that these songs also get. This is abuse to the max. While I say max, I do mean Ava Max. She has continuously been doing this for years. She was Blue, she was Forever Young, she was Woman and I Am Mad. At this point, I feel like she has had every hit song from the 2000s as an interpolation. This is just a list. When will this stop? I am not asking to go out and boycott Ava Max. Also not to boycott anyone else on this list. I just feel like somewhere along the way, we have lost the passion to make something new, and instead we want to renew. The art to renew will also not go away. Sites like Suno gaining fame, it will get to a point where everyone will start to use these, and at the end we'll have these similar drum loops, lead tracks, vocals, bass lines. I do hope people do not lose the art of creativity and replace it with the art to renew. On TikTok as well, I have found countless examples of videos going to splice, showing loops, and then just showing a song with thousands to millions of plays. At this point, everyone is out for fame, as if it's big business, but this will result in businesses like Spotify being out less and less because more content is produced and listened to than actual people listening to the ads or paying for premium Are we all just Robin Hoods stealing from the rich and giving to the poor, or is there more to it? The real Robin Hoods are these people. They re-upload songs, mashups, basically anything copyrighted. And Spotify turns a blind eye to these so-called Robin Hoods. They are releasing unreleased music early to try and fill their pockets as quick as possible. It goes from using the podcast feature to subscribing to DistroKid for like 35 euros a year and making an artist profile. At what point will people start to say no more? I don't feel like it will happen, be it because people want their music early or they just don't care. But I do feel like this is just going to end up hurting small artists in the long run. Imagine in years where there's going to be a world where there's no new artist. Everyone on the market is the same old artist. To conclude, I do hope you have gotten some new info or at least enjoyed watching this. And please make sure to keep making something new, even if it does not sound perfect, because that's what makes us human. If you have enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, leave a comment, and subscribe. If not, feel free to discuss what could be better. Be sure to check out the URLs in the description. That's where I had some inspiration from. Thanks.